Well, welcome. First of all, I want to answer back to a question that I got on Facebook from my last vlog, which is why I'm doing this, and is this a kind of new direction for me and my fan base and the channel is going? The answer to this is yes and kind of no. Yes, in the respect that this is going to be a regular vlog, and no, as I'm not really wanting to do many talk-based videos, as I know where my strengths and weaknesses lie. So this is going to be the end of the week vlog, which I'm going to talk about current projects, what equipment I'm using equipment-wise, and what I'm listening to and what direction I want to take my channel. Basically, today the first track I want to talk about is this remix of a track that I'm doing currently. This is a part of a second episode of a soundtrack of a 90s computer game called Nukem. This is one of my favourite games that I used to play during the 90s, and this is a track that I've wanted to do for years and years and years, just never had the time to do. I've started resequencing parts of it, and I've had requests on Facebook to do this and that for a couple of years and that, and I thought, hey, you know what the hell. These remixes will also encompass soundtracks from Doom 95 and others from the Duke Nukem universe eventually. So basically, the next song in that is kind of a classical piece, and that is using some parts that have been derived from classical composers and that from yesteryear. It's also kind of using parts which I've learned from my technical studies at college and that, and it's also heavily inspired by work from my favourite artists like ELO, Gary Newman, and other trance and dance experts and that I've heard in the past. This is going to encompass rock, metal, dance, trance and industrial styles and that in a kind of fusion genre. I'm heavily using Contact 5's orchestral and brass libraries and that for excellent samples yet again and that. The rock sections are kind of heavily inspired by Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin and many others to name a few and that, but it's still quite a work in progress and that, and it's going to take me quite a long time to perfect. This will go into a much heavier dance rock track at the end and that, and the first version is now up on YouTube for your viewing pleasure. So basically today and that I've been making a lot of trance and dance tunes and that. This is more of a lighter chill out track and that. It took me about 15 minutes to structure it and that, and maybe a couple hours to mix it down and that. It still needs some more work done to the sub-bass tracks and that, and maybe a slight bit more mixing and work on the drums. But I've been using a new vocoder today and that called Orange Vocoder. That is a lot more clearer and that than the vocoders that I have used in the past. And that is another VST software vocoder and that made by a company called ProSonic. So this is the second dance track that I made today, and that this is a very laid back and very pad heavy track. It has a very slow build up to it and it's a great chill out piece. At this point and that I'll talk about other things that I've been doing today and that have included a drum sequencing session. That I've made loads of new drums and recorded and sampled them and that for use in later projects. I've also done a vocoding sample session and that I've done lots of recording of my voice and that with different tuning on vocoders, and done a lot of sampling and processing and that for later dance tunes. And also I've gone back and that and listened to a lot of my older dance songs and that, been making lots of notes and that, and doing quite heavy research and that on my college notes and that of when I attended college and that, probably about a decade ago. So the next song that I want to show and that is a song called Idea of the Century and that is a song and that I've been working on for quite a numerous years, and I made a mix and that was probably about 2 years ago, and that was absolute brilliant dance mix. Problem is and that it corrupted as a project and I couldn't finish it. So I'll try to remake it and I'll play a couple more versions for you and I'll show you the last dance version that I'll play now. This is a completely unreleased version and it's never been on YouTube before. I recorded all the piano and actually I sequenced parts of the piano originally and up to about a decade ago, or over a decade ago now. Part of the sequencing on the synthesizer section and again is over a decade ago, and it was going to be an absolutely brilliant dance project. So talking about corrupt pieces and this next piece I want to show you and it's called the Vortex. It's got a very unique sequencing style to it and that's long forgotten and I have tried re-sequencing it and in the past, and I'm quite lost on it, to be frank. And just to carry on with the same kind of topic and this piece and is called Pipe Dream. I sampled this on a Yamaha A3000 sampler. That's an excellent piece of kit and if you're into sampling and forget Akai samplers and Yamaha's A3000 4 and 5000 series, so easy to use and an absolutely amazing effect. I sampled every single piece of this song and myself and played it all in live and it turned out absolutely amazing. And the last piece coming up and is a piece and it's a piece called Breaking Down. That's another depressive piece of mine and mainly made for piano. I also made it as a part orchestral piece and I might remake this in the next couple of weeks. It's mainly made as a vocal type track and I'm not a very good vocalist and I will admit. So I never got around to recording any type of vocals for it and no, I don't know any vocalists personally and so just was never finished. Subsequently and this hasn't been released to YouTube either. But this is the last piece and we're coming up to 10 minutes and I don't want to draw it out too much longer. Basically and if you do like this type of video and please leave a comment and in the below box. And if you do like it, please leave a like and I'll see you again next Thursday for vlog number 3.